24-16, it could have been even tighter had Dane Manning not gone in for that try. And just another mention for Super League Supermen that follows us here, Brian Carney with his guest, the Wicked Queen, Jason Demetriou. If you weren't watching Boots and All last night, don't tell me you were still doing the washing up. Jason Demetriou starred in a pantomime in Wakefield, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and he was the Wicked Queen, and a very good queen he made too. Well, second half underway here.
I know Jason, and I think he could have been one of the dwarfs as well, Dopey.
Well, it's Featherstone Rovers in possession from the kick-off at the start of the second half here, and I'm sure coach Darryl Powell might have given them a bit of a G-up, letting their grip on this game slip.
Well, that's better play by Leigh. They finished off the last 15 minutes in the first half, defensively very strong, McGrath Luluai in particular. And again, good line speed by the forwards in the middle of the park.
Finn just outside his 40 as he puts that kick in, and Nicky Stanton will watch it bounce away on this very firm pitch, but you've got to say it's considering the lack of rain here, it's not in bad condition, plenty of grass on it. Well, let's get what the coach's perspective was on that first 40 and what needs to be done in the second 40. Let's join Rod Studd on the sidelines.
Well, Darryl Powell said it was a half of two halves, and he was pretty much spot on, wasn't he, Bill? And delighted with the way it went to the first 20 minutes, but not so in the second 20. He said that John Duffy had a big influence for Leigh, but he's pretty sure there'll be plenty more points left in this game. I said to him, what sort of a difference does it make playing down the slope? He says, well, it has an impact, but the slope won't score tries on its own. Ian Millward, for his part, well, he wants a better completion rate, wasn't impressed with that, wants a better kicking game, and also wants his halves to start dominating proceedings. He's calling for more from Martin Ridyard and Robbie Paul in this second period.
Want these coaches, aren't they? And that kick's a good one, almost finding touch, but Hardman just watches it go into touch.
But again, Leigh looking to put pressure on Featherstone whenever they can. Nicky Stanton not giving up on that kick, even though there was just too much weight on it.
Spears plays the ball, that looked high on Andy Kane by Duffy. The Featherstone Rovers supporters didn't like it. Here's Jody Sharif.
Leigh, get here, come on, Leigh. Mitch, go.
Sharif plays the ball. Spears once more. Hand in the face of McGrath Luluai. Luluai comes back to get a hold of him. Sharif, very different in stature to his brother.
Seen him play a number of times for Bradford, Bill. He's a very explosive player.
Finn's kick, just a bit too strong. Luluai able to field it. Briggs was looking for the pieces, but couldn't get there in time.
Well, Featherstone early on in this second half, trying to target Martin Ridyard in defence. And again, asking questions, kicking the ball to that side, putting him under pressure, but McGrath Luluai doing the job and cleaning up at the back for this Leigh side. Well, is there a problem with McGrath Luluai?
Looks like it. Luluai just struggling in back play at the moment.
Well, it looks like he's got a problem with his back. Just trying to stand up straight, stretch it off.
Leigh, of course, boosted this evening by the return of Tommy Goulden, and Goulden is chasing upfield that kick from Ridyard.
Okay.
There is Tommy Goulden just going out a shot there, wearing that red scrum cap because of the injuries he suffered the last time Leigh were on Sky, in actual fact. A really nasty cut to the head that necessitated straight into hospital and plastic surgery, in fact.
It was a horrific injury against Batley in the semi-final.
The ball spun wide but went forward. Hardacre was looking to get away, and Luluai, meanwhile, is hobbling towards the sidelines.
That may well have been why Featherstone chose to come on that side. No doubt about it, that was a forward pass, but Luluai in the background on that previous play, you saw him, he'd no chance of catching that ball, no chance of catching the defender, and looked in all kinds of problems with, I suspect, back spasms.
Legs, spine tight, yeah.
So Centurions having to make a change.
Make sure we bind tight. Tommy, put your arm over you, mate. Tommy, put your arm over.
James Taylor coming on in place of McGrath Luluai. And that pass goes to ground. and it's Tyrone McCarthy who manages to retrieve the ball. Now then, whose head and feet is that going to be? Surely it's going to be Featherstone's head and feet. It is.
They're saying that the lead player, the ball did go backwards, then they gathered the ball in, but then they lost it on contact.
Matty Dale does a great job, shows loads of urgency here. There's the knock on. Tyrone McCarthy knocks this ball on.
He gets the ball and then he says that he lost it afterwards. There,
he loses it.
And says Matty Dale had every right to come up with that ball.
So head and feet from the resulting knock on to Featherstone. And here is Tim Spears. Spears flings the ball away. That's not clever either. And there's offside against Andy Kane there, I think, as that ball ricocheted around. And Kane, as players do so often, just reacting to the situation instinctively.
He's not missing anything, Jamie Leahy. You can see Liam Finn, the ball comes off him. Andy Kane stood in an offside position.
It's a bad decision from Tim Spears to offload that ball. We saw Ricky Bybee do it in the first half. Just take your licks, get down and play the ball.
Here is Ricky Bybee. Bybee. Boo! There's the wicked queen. There's Jason Demetriou, guest of Brian Carney. Oh, yes, he is. So Super League Supermen follows us when the second half is settled here, but in whose favour will it be settled? Because Leigh Centurions pressing again now. Mitchell just short of the try line. Duffy fancies it himself, but he's held up. Pile of bodies underneath him. That's the fifth tackle. Duffy right on the try line, and he made a mess of the play, the ball, and Featherstone have it back. Good reaction there.
It's Wellham who dives on the ball. I'd like to see again whether he was offside.
Oh, he's offside.
I'm not sure whether his feet were offside.
His left foot was offside.
I'm trying to find a case for the defence.
Well, they got away with that one.
So Leigh denied there. And they're trying to bring the ball away now. Devorty, that's a grace pass. And Hardman looking for some support. Kane has arrived, but Hardman brushes aside the challenge from Stanton, gets the pass away for Smeaton. Smeaton will go for his try line himself, and this time he will score. And Sam Smeaton gets his first try of the season, denied in the first half, just short of the try line, but absolutely no doubt about that. And the young centre having the courage of his convictions to go for the line then. Jesse Joe Parker absent, it's Sam Smeaton's big chance, and he's taken it.
Here we see how Featherstone get the ball back, but on Thursday nights we're treated to some fantastic open rugby league. Dickens, Devorty, great line from Hardman, who pins his ears back. You think at this point he's took the wrong decision, gets the ball away. Liam Finn, difficult pass, show inside, show outside, and Smeaton. Fantastic rugby league from Featherstone. He has too many options, really, Hardman, and gets the ball away. The left to right pass is the most difficult pass in rugby league, and Liam Finn gives it Smeaton right on the button, and he puts the ball down. The best reaction possible for this Featherstone side.
The former Featherstone Lions amateur then, breaking his duck this season, and in some style as well. Now then, Briggs. 100% goal-kicking record this evening. And a very productive season it has been, his career best in terms of point scoring. That one, I think, is his first miss of the night, across the face of the posts. But 28 points to 16, and Featherstone Rovers beginning to reassert the authority they had in the opening quarter of this game.
You have to admire the way that Featherstone play the game. The first offload from Dickens to Devorty, then up to Hardman, and he done it ever so well. He didn't panic, he was waiting for support, he couldn't offload the ball. He done it at the right time, and Sam Smeaton goes in for the try for Featherstone.
Yeah, nice synchronicity there, because Liam Wellham pinching the ball at one end of the field, and then his fellow centre Sam Smeaton touching it down up the other end. Whether Liam Wellham was entitled to pinch that ball is one that maybe we'll look at a bit closer later on. but it's history. It's gone.
It still doesn't give him any right to score that try, and that was good play by Stuart Dickens to set up the forward momentum to offload that ball.
Featherstone's attack tonight on a couple of occasions been outstanding, and their skills are certainly paying the bills tonight.
Good strong kick downfield, and Donlan desperately hoping that ball was going to go all the way, but in the end realising that it wasn't.
Now that is an enthusiastic chase. Tackle one, tackle two.
Maiden clinging onto that ball because Dickens was fighting for it.
And again, realising that Nicky Stanton's going to get in and run from dummy half. The split forward at markers taking the ground away from this Leigh side.
I think Darryl Powell might have just put the wind up at half-time. Featherstone Rovers. That's the 5th tackle, and it's Leigh Centurions struggling to make progress upfield. Ridyard thumps the ball downfield. That is a good kick. And splits Steele and Ian Hardman. And Hardman takes it on his own.
Steele hit on suspicion, then ended up on his backside, but first to get there to take that hit up.
Featherstone Rovers definitely with their tails up now. Dale plays the ball. 4 tackles gone. Manning, Briggs, spins the pass out for Smeaton. Smeaton looking for somebody to find there with the pass, but on the last now, and Briggs again makes himself available, stabs the grubber kick in. They're looking at each other to deal with that one. It's Maiden who gets there, and Maiden trying to get it to Donlan. In the end, concedes the goal line dropout.
And again, the chase from this Featherstone side is magnificent. Dane Manning putting Steve Maiden under pressure, tries to offload that ball to get out of trouble. But again, look at the numbers chasing up. Only 2 Leigh defenders there to cover it. Steve Maiden comes across. Manning. The second half, the kicking game has been exceptional, putting Leigh under pressure.
First goal line dropout of the game. And it comes from Leigh Centurions. Here's Steele. Comes back in field. Former Borders rugby union man, John Steele, an international in both codes. Kane. Here's Dickens.
Featherstone are relentless in the middle of the park.
Finn, Briggs. Briggs pass picked off by Ridyard. And the biter bit there.
Well, that's always a danger when you're looking for this big play. Ridyard read that exceptionally well. Placed himself in between the Featherstone player and the ball.
But Ridyard, the difference there, Ridyard couldn't get away, but Leigh Centurions get the penalty. Interference from Dickens and Tonks.
Stuart Dickens trying to slow the play of the ball, but just going back to that Kyle Briggs pass, it's another long pass that Leigh have picked off. It's another error that Featherstone have come up from the long passes. I'm not sure whether long passes are the goal for Fed tonight. Nice short passes, good lines.
Bybee.
Well, to be fair, they've scored a couple of tries from the same play in the first half.
Duffy, darting run straight up the middle. A threat every time he does that for this Leigh Centurion side. Robbie Paul. Donlan, but Donlan driven back. That's good work from Liam Wellham there. Good tackle from the centre. Here is Jacob Emmett now, and Emmett, try-scorer already tonight, driving towards that Featherstone Rovers line. Again, Leigh coming up with a good, strong response, but it's on the line. The pass goes wide. It's not the best. Little chip kick ahead. And in the end, it's fielded by Hardman. We can find out what the situation is with McGrath Luluai. Didn't look clever. Rod?
Well, that's Sam Smeaton trying the 6 points. It yielded just one problem for Ian Millward, Bill, because as you can see there, McGrath Luluai in a lot of pain. It's a blow to the lower back and the hip, and he really is in a lot of pain down there. He's one of the hard men of the lead team, but even he is wincing in agony. He's also complaining of a lot of pain in his ribs as well, so it'll be difficult for them to get him patched up and back out there, and they need him. It happened in this tackle here, Bill, as you can see.
Meanwhile, Leigh have conceded the penalty, and there could be another problem for the Centurions, because John Duffy is looking very shaky. in back play. There's the incident, interference from the Centurions. McCarthy the culprit, but Duffy just getting the old cold shower.
He didn't look steady on his feet. In fact, he's leaving the field. Dave McConnell coming back on to replace him. They need to keep the same intensity up around the ruck and around the play of the ball that's been generated by John Duffy.
Tim Spears plays that ball. Dickens now. Finn gets the pass away. Hardman on again. Ridyard was looking for it. Back to one. Smeaton could be in for another. He is. And Sam Smeaton gets back-to-back tries. Hadn't scored all season. And then, like the proverbial double-decker, two come along at once for Sam Smeaton. And Featherstone Rovers again getting this game very firmly in their grip.
At the risk of repeating myself here, long passes aren't working for Featherstone. Martin Ridyard goes for the interception, but Smeaton, he's having the game of his life today. Seems to be in the right place at the right time. Every time the ball's in the air, there's a danger that a Leigh player will get to it. But Liam Finn's lightning reactions and the line of Smeaton, just what Featherstone needed. Excellent stuff.
Kyle Briggs lining up another conversion attempt then for this Featherstone Rovers side, who look as though they are going to go, well, 11 points clear if they can prevent Leigh Centurions coming back again in this second half. But they managed it in the first. They were under the cosh in the opening 20 minutes of the first half, just as they are in this second half, because Briggs has added that one to make it 34 points to 16. And again, it's an 18-point difference. And Darryl Powell, well, that's a good response from his side.
Well, Liam Finn, every time he gets hold of the ball, you can see Ian Millward making some notes. So what he wants his side to improve on. He always gives the defence something to think about. What can Leigh come up with now?
Oof. Fumble from Briggs, very nearly putting the ball down. That looked high, it was. Dave McConnell's tackle.
Dave McConnell just trying to keep that intensity that Tez were talking about. Zach Hardaker, as he just dips down, he catches him right around the chops. Look at this for a fumble right from the kickoff. Whoop. Kyle Briggs just keeps hold of it, saves Featherstone the blushes.
Well, if the second half's anything like the first half, it's time that the Leigh Centurions started their fight back. They need to get their hands on the ball. Ian Millward calm on the sidelines, but knows that the team's breathing down the Centurions' necks for the second place in the table, if that's what they're going to have to settle for. Halifax and Barrow Raiders not far behind. Here's Wellham, and there's no end to the potency of the Featherstone Rovers attack at the moment. Manning, not the subtlest of dummies there. Wellham once more, that's the fifth tackle. Finn now, crossfield kick. Hardaker looking for it, oh, and gets it, but just couldn't get the ball down. What a take that was from Zach Hardaker, but credit to Nicky Stanton, who just did enough there, I think.
Look at the size of Zach Hardaker. Nicky Stanton done ever so well to prevent him from scoring that try, but good defence by Featherstone. Outstanding defence. You can see Nicky Stanton's head go down. He tried everything to prevent that try, trying to get the ball away, and you can see that Tyrone McCarthy doesn't get the right body angle, and the four Featherstone players just driving back over that line, forcing a goal line dropout.
We watched Featherstone a couple of weeks ago, and we watched their defence break down the Halifax and break their hearts, and I feel that they're doing the same here with Leigh tonight.
Darryl Powell's sides really have turned the heat up in this second half.
That is the early of the part where you want to defend. There was only one way that ball could go. It had to go infield, and that's why all the Featherstone defenders were waiting, and they got off the line, and they were very urgent.
Kane now. Liam Finn alongside him, just pointing the way ahead. Manning. Tackled on the 20-metre line. Finn. It's hot work for these players. There's not a breath of air out there. It's a very still, muggy evening. But there's no let-up in the pace here. Hardman, Smeaton goes to ground under the tackle. And just suffered a bit of a knock there, Sam Smeaton, as he went down. Briggs again on the last with the kick. The ball's up in the air, and it's Matty Blythe who comes up with it for the Leigh Centurions.
But again, every kick from this Featherstone outfit is a contest. They've got men pushing up, they're challenging the Leigh defenders. It's not going to be an easy take for them. You can see Matty Blythe putting the pressure, just gets it on the bounce. But again, Featherstone off the line.
This Leigh Centurion side looking to halt a poor run of away defeats. They've lost the last 2 games, so facing at the moment 3 away defeats in a row. That's the 5th tackle, and again this Featherstone Rovers defence is really suffocating the Leigh Centurions attack.
22 metres again. That's it. Again, Ian Hardman looking the players as he's bringing the ball back.
Hardacre tackled. Another problem for the Centurions. We saw John Duffy go off. Let's get an update on him from Rod Studd.
And bearing in mind it was John Duffy who really turned the game around when he came off the bench in the first half, Bill. This is a real blow to Leigh. He isn't in a good state, John Duffy. The doctor's been out to have a look at him. They were worried that he may have concussion. He says he's okay. But if you look at the scoreboard, 18 points behind, you'd have to question whether it's worth sending John Duffy out there and risking further injury to one of their best players in the game, which appears to already have gone.
Well, still a quarter of it gone, and they did a pretty good job in the second quarter of the first half, and they've got an opportunity here with Matty Blythe, and Blythe is being chased down by Hardman, but Blythe will get the try. But is it a video ref referral from referee Jamie Leahy? He's looking at his touch judges, and he seems happy with it. The try is awarded. And have we got another Leigh Centurions fight back on our hands here? That try from Matty Blythe, his 10th of the season for the dual-registered player, has given Leigh some hope.
It's a short side kick from Liam Finn, one of his worst of the match. And Matty Blythe shows a lot of pace. There's quite a steep pitch to this hill at Featherstone. When you're running up there and you've got 4 Featherstone defenders chasing you, it actually hits Robbie Paul on the elbow. Matty Blythe, with a strong, determined run, doesn't go to improve the angle, just gets the ball down.
Well, Hardman, sorry Barry, go ahead.
Does that give Leigh enough of a hope to still stay in the fight in this match?
It will do if Ridyard can land this from the touchline. A weary-looking kick from Ridyard, just short of the target, 34-20.
Well, it's going to be interesting now to see if Ian Millward asks John Duffy again, are you okay to go back on, John? Can you change the game for us? He scored 16 points in the first half. In the last 15 minutes, Matty Blythe getting them back into the game.
Even if it's just a bonus point, the way that battle for second place is shaping up, every little will help for the Centurions.
Well, the Leigh fans looking at the scoreboard, looking how long's left on the clock.
Here is Bybee. They've got the slope to contend with. They've got the energy-sapping heat to contend with. And they've got a pretty fired-up Featherstone Rovers side to contend with. And I'm sure Rovers, having been bitten in the first half when they let an 18-0 lead slip to 18-16, don't intend to allow Leigh to get that close to them again. That surely will be the message from Darryl Powell.
Well, they've got 17 more minutes of hard work, this Leigh side. They've got to work for each other, make sure that there's somebody supporting the ball carrier every time he goes to the line, especially with some of the big men, with some of the second phase rugby that they can play.
That's the 5th tackle. Now then, will Robbie Paul hoist this one? It's Ridyard who has it, and Ridyard, little chip kick ahead, inviting Steve Maiden to chase, inviting Mitchell to chase, and he was very nearly there, and it was Hardman, I think, who managed to diffuse it. Steele was in there as well.
Well, it was a good play. Ian Hardman putting himself in between the ball and the Leigh defender. John Steele coming from nowhere, not taking any chances whatsoever. Bats this ball over the dead ball line. Forces a goal line dropout.
So Leigh Centurions force their first goal line dropout of the evening. One apiece now. Now then, can they build on that? Here is Jake Emmett. Tackled by Matty Dale. Finn in there as well. McConnell. Here's Bybee. Ricky Bybee is tackled, and they're about 25 metres out as Bybee plays the ball. McConnell, they need more speed in the play the ball to the Centurions, but here's Goulden, and that was forward, says the referee. Robbie Paul looks in disgust. At who, I'm not sure.
Robbie Paul throws that pass to Tommy Goulden. It's definitely forward, a yard behind, and that was the perfect run to split this Featherstone defence. Ian Millward knows they cannot afford to keep squandering chances and giving possession away at that part of the pitch.
The Centurions have won on 3 of the last 6 visits to Featherstone. June 2008 was their last victory, 26 points to 8. But this one slipping away from them now.
And this little break in play, you've got Sale favour Featherstone. They've been under pressure in this second half, especially the last 10 minutes.
We were talking about the work of the forwards. Stu Dickens done 20 tackles, Ben Kay 19 tackles, Dane Manning 16, Devote 7. So they've certainly worked hard on defence.
Okay, now John Gratian into the action. Must be the tallest player in the championship, John Gratian, 6'4", 5". There he is, going up all the time. Dickens. And the penalty on the last, well, that is a coach killer, surely, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that just will not help them whatsoever. Last tackle, too much in the elbow from Armstead on Dickens. Dickens trying to get up. That really hurt this Leigh side. Starting to grind down a bit of field position. And now look where they are, 20 yards from their line.
And threatening once again. As Dale plays the ball. Here's Tony Tonks. And they are offside, I think.
And it's again the same man who's given the penalty away. Armstead again, he was offside. Jamie Leahy calling to Armstead, you're offside, stay out of the tackle.
Warning, string of penalties. Have a word with them to tell them to sort it out.
Referee just having a word with the Leigh Centurions captain, Robbie Paul, about the discipline.
There's an old head, Bill. He took the instruction and said, let me get back on side.
Offside.
Here is Gratian now.
Don't grapple him. What a move!
Gratian, who got 2 tries in the Centurions win at Leigh earlier in the season. And that pass goes to ground. It's knocked on by Briggs.
Well, pressure from Tommy Goulden coming in, putting the Featherstone player under pressure. You can see him offloads that ball. He tried to get it away as quick as he could. He saw Goulden come in, takes him out. Just the pass went behind Briggs. Well, that's helped Dave Armstead out. 2 penalties on the row. Carl Briggs, an outstanding player in this championship.
Yes, if the Centurions are at least going to get a bonus point, they need to get up the other end of the field, because they need more points on the board. Here's Matty Blythe, whose try has at least given them some hope. Armstead now going in the right direction. McGrath Luluai loosening up. Whether he's loose enough to come back on, that's the big question.
I don't think he looked loose there. Matty Dale, another good shot. Another player who won't be taking the field. John Duffy.
That's a shame for the Centurions. Duffy had such an influence in the first half. Bybee, Rovers supporters urging their side to be firm in the tackle. Ridyard looking for a way through that defence. That's the 5th tackle. And it's McConnell who puts the kick in, into the corner. Hardman will let this one go dead. Valiant chase from Steve Maiden.
Oh, Steve Maiden tried everything then. Putting Ian Hardman under pressure, just couldn't get to that ball, score the try.
Hang on.
Touch judge is on for some reason.
Whoa. Hang on, clock's play's just stopped. Go back where you are.
Don't know what's gone on there. I think Steve Maiden threw the ball away.
All right. Steve
What?
Maiden.
Yeah.
In.
Well, that's a mystery.
No, because the ball's dead, so we stay within 20 metres.
So he's saying that the ball's dead, so obviously the ball's got to be put back in play. Oof.
That is harsh.
Oh,
There you go. There's nothing
And it
in that.
rebounds off the advertising hoarding straight to Ian Hardman.
It was just a bad pass. He was trying to pass it to him.
No penalty, still attack.
OMG. What are we doing at this game
A
here?
bit of petulance, isn't it?
Well, if there was going to be a Centurions fight back, then that has very much undermined it now. Down to 12 men. Steve Maiden in the bin for virtually the rest of the game. And for the most ridiculous of
It
reasons.
wasn't as though he threw it over the other side of the pitch. Anyway,
Yeah, let's not focus on that. I think Jamie Leahy's had an excellent game. We've heard him talking to the players. He's not penalising them every 2 minutes. He's working with them.
So surely Featherstone Rovers can capitalise on this situation now. Ridyard, though, to Bybee. You never know. Sometimes in adversity, 12 men can pull it out the bag. And Robbie Paul keeping it alive. Throw caution to the wind must be the Leigh Centurions' philosophy now.
Stand, that's your first. Go.
Here is Bybee. Standing in the tackle, but Tony Tonks making sure that he wasn't able to offload that ball there.
Go.
Robbie Paul. Armitstead.
3. Move.
He's tackled about 11 metres out. Robbie Paul now. Oh, and the ball goes straight through the hands of Dodland. Went backwards, says the referee. Tyrone McCarthy picks it up. And McCarthy shakes off the first challenge. And the second, McCarthy. He's lost the ball. It was stripped out of his grasp, I think.
good play by Kyle Briggs. Tyrone McCarthy thought he was in for the try. Good shot by Lee Mitchell. Outstanding play by Kyle Briggs.
Tyrone McCarthy's looking at the line, working out his celebration, and he's had washing nicked off the line. Ian Millward can't believe it.
That was a great opportunity for McCarthy, the Irish international, but Briggs managed to deprive him of that opportunity. And with it, Leigh Centurion's chance of edging nearer a bonus point. Long, deep kick, too strong.
They'll be happy with that. Liam Finn. The Leigh players have got to get behind the ball to bring it forward. Featherstone's defensive line's all set.
Leigh will tap it on the 20. In the last 10 minutes now, desperately trying to drag up some more energy. Remember, both these sides played on Sunday, so pretty quick turnaround for the pair of them. And Leigh Centurions had a tough game at the Barrow Raiders. Suffered another defeat. Here is Ridyard. Ridyard gets through the first line of defence. McCarthy gets it away to Matty Blythe now. Blythe. Feet working ferociously to try and make a little bit of room. 3 tackles gone. McCarthy once more, but Briggs right in his face to make the tackle.
A lot of the Leigh players are congregating around the play of the ball, anticipating that quick play. Usually Chris Hill. Big man looks to offload the ball.
That's the 5th. What are they going to go for here? McConnell stabs the kick in. Goulden fancies it. Has he got the ball down? Did he ever actually manage to ground that ball, Tommy Goulden, or did he just shovel it forwards? Offside is another decision for the video ref, Stuart Cummins.
Well, I'm not sure whether this little kick was on, whether Dave McConnell could have got over the try, but does he ground the ball?
I don't think he grounds the ball.
There.
No.
Oof.
Are they looking for the onside,
I think,
offside?
well, he knocks the ball forward there, so that's definitely not a try. So it's, does he score the try before the line? We'll see a better angle from it. Was everything right? McConnell chases up that kick there. I think that's a try. I think that's a try. He's dragged that ball over.
I think you could be right. I think Goulden could get this decision.
He's dragged this ball. He's kept his hand contact to the ball. That's a try.
You can see the dust from the line as he moves that ball.
Yep. No problem whatsoever, I think, there, Bill. Good work by the big second rower.
So Tommy Goulden, the man back in the side after that injury he suffered against Batley, and back with a try that's put Leigh Centurions at least in sight of a bonus point. And there's still time to make life uncomfortable for Featherstone in the closing minutes here.
Leigh refused to give this game up. Tommy Goulden's determination and the ability to just keep moving, keep going. He puts himself in the right place and gets that ball down. Tommy Goulden and McConnell know that they've still got this game, just not allowing Featherstone to put the cue on the rack.
Now then, can Ridyard add 2 more points? Looking to drag that one in. He's on target. They're not done yet, the Centurions. 34-26 the scoreline here at the Big Fella Stadium. The clock is against them. Certainly their enthusiasm isn't.
Well, exactly the same in the first half. They finished off very strong, but again, just following up McConnell. It would have been a 2-on-1 to go in for that try anyway, but just eager to score that try. Tommy Goulden, the big enforcer for this Leigh side. What have they got left in the tank?
Or can Featherstone Rovers kill them off in the remaining minutes here? And remember, this is a 12-man Leigh Centurion side with Steve Maiden in the sin bin.
They could do with some of the speedsters coming in, helping out the big forwards. Good go forward from Chris Hill.
McConnell. Here is Robbie Paul. Paul across the field. Stuart Donlan chimes in, but dumped to the ground. On the halfway line, Armitstead. Legs pumping, trying to get forward for his side. That's the 5th tackle. Long way out here. Robbie Paul's kick. Cross field. It's back to 1, says the referee. Featherstone Rovers played at the ball.
It was charged down by Liam Finn. He come flying out the line to put pressure on the Leigh. And it was Robbie Paul. Here it is, Robbie Paul puts the kick, comes off Liam Finn, he's charged that down. Correct decision again from Jamie Leahy.
Lee Mitchell now, not the way the Featherstone Rovers supporters saw it. Robbie Paul, the old stager, 34 years of age, calling the tune for this Leigh Centurion side. John Duffy is up out of the dugout and could yet come back on. Duffy will be coming back out there, we understand. Here's Robbie Paul now. McConnell, Armitstead. Duffy replaces Jake Emmett. So they've got Duffy out there as well. Ridyard, here is Duffy. And Duffy is tackled just short of the try line. That'll be the turnover, it was on the last.
Not a bad position to turn the ball over. Right in the corner of the opposition's try line.
Significantly, Leigh targeting Kyle Briggs now. They're trying to put as many numbers in front of them as they can, making him make a lot of defensive plays, so he's got no energy for attack. But more than that, just to force him into making a bad call and a bad read.
Leigh still need to score twice in the closing 5 minutes here. Surely is beyond them.
Leigh can't give a penalty away in this set of 6.
Do they look to hang on to their bonus point, or do they go for broke?
No, they've got to go for it, Bill.
Dickens made his Rovers debut back in 1998, Stuart Dickens, just the 1 season as a Salford City Reds player, and that was long enough for him to discover the error of his ways and to come back to Featherstone. Finn's kick is a good one.
I think that's the correct decision from Liam Finn. You only need to win the game once. Liam Finn decides, let's get the ball off the island, we'll take our time to the scrum, keep that clock ticking over and consolidate what we've got.
When we do this scrum, you're going to be on try line. Leigh, move backwards.
So it looks as though Featherstone Rovers are going to move closer to sealing up the minor premiership, the league leaders' shield. But it won't be a given just yet. 4 games to go after this for them, and a bit of work still to do. But big distance now between them and this side, the Leigh Centurions, and behind them, Halifax and the Barrow Raiders.
Well, Leigh still trying to finish strong. They've got good shape. Wingers on the touchline. Everyone pushing up in support. What have they got? Robbie Paul directing.
Duffy, Ridyard now, Robbie Paul, Armitstead. 4 tackles gone over the halfway line. Robbie Paul, Duffy looking to get involved, but that's the 5th tackle. What's the kick got? It's Ridyard who'll hoist it. It's across the field. Hardacre is underneath it and solid as a rock. No wonder this young man is being looked at by certain Super League clubs. Just 19 years of age and rock solid, so composed. Try scorer as well, but solid as well at the back. Tackled in the air there.
Zaccard has done a fantastic job there. Tyrone McCarthy, he's adjudged to have tackled in mid-air. He's still got to catch that ball. As we said, Zaccard is a very, very good player with a lot of speed. He's very tall, reminiscent of a young Pat Richards.
Get square, Dave.
So it looks as though Featherstone Rovers have weathered this fight back by the Leigh Centurions. But Leigh not throwing in the towel tonight. Good spirit from Ian Millward's side, but it can't prevent a 3rd away defeat in a row. And a 5th defeat in the last 7 games as well. Liam Finn.
But a lot of the characters that Leigh have got in the side, they will never give it up till that final whistle. There's one of them, John Duffy, Mitchell, Chris Hill coming in, trying to effect the tackle.
That's the 5th tackle. And Finn, again, just opting for safety first, finding a good touch for his side, just to keep Leigh away from the other end of the field, keep the threat away from the Featherstone Rovers line.
That's the game management of a very experienced player. He knows to get the ball off. Again, keep that clock ticking. Darryl Powell won't be entirely happy with all of the team's performance, but at the back end of the season, it's just about clocking the 2 points up. Leigh are an excellent side. Let's not forget it's 1 versus 2. In the forwards, Featherstone have been superb. Defensively, they've been outstanding. But it's been in the centres, it's been in the playmakers where they've really caused the problems.
Here is Matty Blythe. Still trying to the last, into the last couple of minutes. Duffy now. Big hit. The tackle's still going in hard, and James Taylor felt that one. Armitstead. Featherstone's home record pretty formidable. Just that 1 blot on their copybook. They still haven't got over it. The fact that the French came here and won in May. Toulouse having the audacity to go away with the points on May the 6th with that 26-24 win. But for that, it would be a 100% record at home. But that's a good chase. Maiden is back on just for the last couple of minutes, harrying Ian Hardman there.
And that's the character that Tez were talking about. Leigh are still pushing, still shoving, fighting and scratching for everything that they can get. And Steve Maiden, a little bit unlucky to be sent to the sin bin. He gives the perfect response to his coach and forces that goal line dropout.
Second goal line dropout for Featherstone Rovers. An indication of the pressure that Leigh have applied in this second half. Donlan is underneath it. And here is Armitstead. Still putting their shoulders to the wheel. But still trying to get out of this poor run of form that they're in at the moment. They started the season so well. Unbeaten in their opening 9 games. But form has slipped away from them at just the wrong time. Stanton is chasing that. And again, so close. We've seen that on a number of times in this second half. Leigh Centurions. Stanton couldn't quite get on the end of that.
Ridyard's kicking game is one of the best in the division, and he just keeps chipping it behind. And Ian Hardman having the devil's own job to deal with it. Luckily, Zach Hardacre just tips it out and gets rid of it. Just releases the pressure, but there's another goal line dropout and another set of 6 to defend.
Let's go.
Well, that's not bad going, is it? 3 goal line dropouts that Leigh have forced. But it's scant consolation for Ian Millward's side because they haven't actually managed to capitalise on any of those goal line dropouts, I don't think. So the last few seconds of this championship showdown between the top 2, and it's Leigh Centurions right to the last, looking to find a way through this Featherstone Rovers defence. Not able to do so, but they have pushed the leaders all the way here this evening. And Stuart Dickens and his team have moved nearer that first place finish that they so much want to push for a place in the grand final this season. Got so close last season under Darryl Powell. Just fell at the final hurdle in last year's playoffs. Well, there's a long way to go yet, but this victory this evening, their 7th in a row for Featherstone Rovers, moves them nearer that top spot, and the other sides are looking at them disappearing into the distance. And an influential performer for Featherstone Rovers this evening, their number 6, Kyle Briggs, and he's the man of the match. He's with Rod.
Kyle, well done, man of the match. Another great win for Featherstone Rovers, 11 points clear at the top of the table. But I'll tell you what, that was a bit tougher than it looked like it was going to be early on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we made hard work of it. We dominated them in first 20, and then we slackened off a bit. We probably shouldn't have done, but that's how the game goes. And we grinded it out like we have done a few victories this year against big teams. We grinded it out. We've come up tops again. Good effort to the lads.
What was the message at half-time? Because they'd come rattling back at you, hadn't they, from 18-0 up to close it right up to 8 points.
Darryl just said, you know, stick what we're doing. Just tidy up what we've got, you know, what we're doing wrong. It was only little silly mistakes where we were going wrong. So we fixed them up, and we did well, and we come back and we've got a very good victory against these top side these.
Well done, Carl, on winning the man of the match. As the champagners say, where will your £100 be going for the charity of your choice?
Breast cancer.
Thank you very much, Carl. Let's get the coach, Darryl Powell, in. Yeah, another victory for you, Darryl. 11 points clear, is that it now?
Oh, no way. I mean, it was uncomfortable, to be honest. You know, I thought we were the better side for large parts of the game, but we just let it slip. We got a bit loose, particularly the back end of the first half. So it was a little bit disappointing, to be honest. But you know, the boys have done well to win the game, and we're in a good position. But it's not done yet. Barrow are there or thereabouts. Leigh are a good team, and then you got the playoffs at the end of it. So you know, there's plenty of hard work to do, and I think we've got to improve on that.
Yeah, Barrow have got 3 games in hand now, and you played them last, don't you? But in theory, you could have the league leadership sewn up before the last game of the season, couldn't you?
Well, we're just trying to take it one game at a time. I know it's an old cliche, but it's so important because, you know, last week we played against Keighley. They really came at us and we were poor. So, you know, we're not taking anything for granted. We know what we've got to do from week to week to win games, and that's all we can do. We can't play 3 games in advance. So we're focused on the next game, which is, boys, got a couple of weeks break now, and then we play Whitehaven, so we'll be ready for that.
Thanks, Darryl. Well done tonight. Ian, you've picked up a bonus point. I don't know if that's any kind of consolation to you, but tell me this. Why did you start both halves so poorly? I think it was 28-0 in the first 20 minutes of each half, and yet you won the back end of each half comfortably.
Oh, I think we threatened to build some pressure, but we released the ball pretty quick. And I think if you look at completion rates, they probably tell a story there. And we just, at the moment, probably just getting a little bit away from the way we'd like to play, and that's probably instigated through our playmakers at time. But we threatened to offer something, but we're inconsistent in obviously building pressure and releasing the ball very early. And that doesn't help. And they're a good team. They're a good team. They were the better team today by I thought, 80 minutes. We just need to be more consistent to be able to beat them.
Thanks for talking to us, Ian.
Yeah, anytime. Let's go just quick cheerio. Got 2 great friends getting married tomorrow. Sam Allen and Craig Cross. I wish them all the best tomorrow.
Good luck to them.
Well done, the Leigh Centurions coach, for remembering that one, and well done to Featherstone Rovers for coming out of this top-of-the-table clash with the victory. 34 points to 26, but made to fight all the way, and Featherstone Rovers top of the table. Of course, Barrow Raiders, with all those games in hand, certainly could yet catch them. So Featherstone Rovers not home and dry yet. And they weren't home and dry for a long time in that second half, were they, Terry?
No, there's a lot of players